And I appreciate your efforts to share these tips with us. My concern is as they come in every day or as they come in regularly through the quarter, it might be hard to find for people to go back and find the specific tips you offered when they actually need it. And so I wondered if there might be a better way for us to share these tips. And it would still involve you emailing folks when you have a new one, but you'd actually be putting the tips somewhere else, not in an email. So I wanted to kind of show you what I'm thinking and see what you think. This grid up here gets you to all the apps that are associated with the Google Suite. Maybe you've used it already. I'm going to be showing you something on Google Drive. And here, the drive that I want to suggest we use is the one that already grants permissions to all the folks in our department, which is actually both of these, but it's the Religious Studies faculty website that I wanted to point out to you. If we open that up, one of the folders that already exists here is the teaching folder. And inside the teaching folder, I just basically created a folder for you to use, and I'm going to make you an owner of it if you think this is a good idea. Basically, here's a table of contents document that lists a couple of things that have already been circulated by you. And then if the tips were about Camino, I put them on this one Google Doc. If they were about your tips on creating community in the first week, I put those here. If they were tips about how to use Zoom or Zoom bombing or all of those tips, I put them here. And so these right now have kind of an, let's see if it'll even open up. These have the tips that you've circulated, and I put, who's behind it and also the date. And the idea would be that when you have your next one, you would just, start a new title here, whatever the thing is about, with, again, the date, and that would be up at the top. And then you would just type your normal text. One thing is that I'm using these styles here, so I suppose here you would probably want this to be just normal text when you type your note. And so the idea here would be that you would have all of these different tips, but they would be dated with the most recent one up on top. And then if you've just added something there to share, you can just grab this link by clicking this link button. Grab that link, just click on it and copy it, or Control-C. And then you write your email back over here and just send everyone a quick tip to, here's a new tip on how to use Camino or whatever. And that way everything's in one document, and so people can search through here the stuff about Camino to find the thing they might want. And also, in addition to that, you have, excuse me, go back here. You also, if you come across a resource, like a document like that one Paul Schutz circulated about creating a community of care or whatever, you can put it here and also create a link to it. Whenever you load things up, you do have to go up here and make sure that it is shared, and then you can grab the link and put it wherever you like. I just went ahead and created this sort of table of contents document, and this is a kind of a quick link to all of the documents that I just showed you, the creating community document, the Camino, and the Zoom. So you can see that if you click on that, you can just, anybody could go in and just click on the document, and then they could find what they needed. If there are other links that are useful to outside sources, we can pop them here. If there are articles or papers like the one that Karen Peterson-Iyer suggested, that could go here. And that way everything's in one place. So you could just even direct people to this page, but chances are you'll have some specific tip, and then you can just kind of collect those here. And then as long as you're putting them in the right document, it should be easy for people to find them. So again, like I suggested, let's say this is where you're adding the text, just, you would grab the link to that document. Here's the page. So let's say it's the Camino document. You would just grab that link, go back to your email, compose your email to the faculty, and just say, there's a new tip about whatever on our page. And just put the link right there. And then people can go to it if they want to read it, and it becomes archivable. So it's easier for people to find what they need.